Mountain Point, hear the roar, we're coming through. Maroon and gold, you know what to do. Pride so strong, it's got that lion's bite. Say it loud. Mountain Point, ignite, ignite. We've got the groove, the moves, the funky beats. Driven by the drum, it's in the street. Step in time, feel the rhythm, join the parade. Together we're unstoppable, never outplayed. Mptv News starts now. Listen up, learn it, live it, love it, never give up. We're Mountain Point, maroon and gold in our soul. Say it loud, say it clear, we've got control. Woo!
Hey Pride, welcome back to Mptv. We have a short cast for you just for the short week, but there's still plenty to go over. Starting right into it, Mount Point won the Tukey Bowl last week against Desert Vista. It's hardly a surprise, but it still brings great news. Next up, we have a special announcement and a teacher shout-out for one of our very own Mountain Point teachers, Natasha Austin, who is recognized for her 2 amazing AP classes, AP Psych and AP African American History.
They fall straight into
AP Psychology is probably one of the most important classes a student will take at high school. It explains the why you behave the way you do, why your friends behave the way they do, why your parents behave the way they do, why society is the way it is. The why of human behavior is what AP Psychology is. Actually, it's just what psychology is in general.
You're going to call it sleep disorder.
I heard about this class from a lot of different teachers. A lot of teachers have a lot of respect for Miss Alston, and a lot of teachers have told me it's a must-take class here at Mount Point.
I heard about AP Psych when I was like a sophomore from like other juniors and seniors, and they were just talking about all like their experiments they did and like the different things they were learning, and I was like really interested about like just diving into all the different topics. I heard a lot about the sleep unit just because it's so like close to high school. Like sleep, I learned a lot about sleep. I learned how important it is to get good sleep.
Students right now are analyzing their sleep. They were required to get 2 weeks of as much sleep as they possibly can, analyze that sleep, taking students to the point of understanding why sleep is important. They may not think it right now, but years from now, they'll stop and go, oh yeah, this is why I'm having this problem, because I'm not getting enough sleep.
Miss Austin's teaching, I'd say it's unorthodox. She does a lot of the classic lecture style stuff, but along with that, her anecdotes telling about her personal life or things she's heard, combined with watching a movie that will somehow teach you psychology, but at the same time you're really enjoying just the movie itself. And then she likes to do fun stuff with our hands and games. Like we did this one game, we were learning about how neurons in the brain work, and we had to run from one area of our school to the next.
I've always loved anatomy, so I've always wanted to learn about the different parts of the brain and how they function, so I was most looking forward to doing the brain dissection. So she handed out a bunch of sheep brains and gave us a sheet, and it was pretty much all us. We had to, basically using the reference sheet, we had to pick apart a sheep brain, find the different locations and explain their functions.
No.
There's always something that they will learn about why they do the behavior that they do, and that's the biggest benefit of this class. And you get to know, maybe you might analyze, so a couple of friends, no, don't analyze anybody, that's a bad thing.
So go ahead and take out your notebook.
I think the only thing that makes the real difference, because I think all teachers do rewriting, I think all teachers do research. I think what's different is that most of my students don't know this content at all. So my class becomes like a flicker of a flame or a moment of interest that a lot of students may or may not have because they don't have any background in African American history/studies.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
My name is Natasha Alston, and I am a teacher of AP Psych, AP African American History at Mountain Point High School.
Miss Alston, I like her a lot. She's real straightforward. She's not gonna beat around the bush. She just gets there, and she's a real fun teacher to be around. There is some points in that class where it could be hard to talk about, hard to think about, but I like it because it's so real.
I was looking for like classes I wanted to take this year, and I wanted to learn more about my history and like where I come from. Now that I'm here, I'm like glad I chose the class.
I think it's a really big impact. I think it kind of shows kids deeper history than what we're usually taught.
If you can handle that stuff like that, obviously it's not an easy topic to learn. It's pretty sensitive and stuff, and it will show things, but obviously that's just a part of the history.
So APFM is the study of African American life, excellence, challenges, resistance.
It's a class that explores like the history of African Americans in the United States, Africa in general. So they talk about like different cultures and empires and civilizations and how the transatlantic slave trade brought a lot of people to the US and then their experience since then.
I think Miss Alston's teaching style is really good.
Yeah, Miss Alston's a really good teacher because she really takes it like a deep dive into the lessons and stuff and just has a good way of like communicating it to us.
She's very hands-on, and she can like talk you through it and like break it down to where her students understand it versus someone that's a little older than us.
Only class in Arizona, so I was like, I gotta see what it's like, you know. This is like a very historical class.
My kids are groundbreakers right now. They don't even realize it, but they will be able to say in like 20 years when this class is over, oh yeah, I took that class back in, 2024 with this crazy woman, and she was like, teaching us all that other stuff. I mean, I have been teaching African American history for 20 plus years, but I have been teaching the AP FM for at least 2, this is being the 2nd year, and I already feel like I've grown. And I think that the kids in the class have grown.
It's the time of year again where a lot of things can get you stressed out. Here's a short video on how to handle all that anxiety. That's all for you today, Mountain Point. Have a great rest of your day and roll pride.